Okay, today we are playing a game on Watchpoint Gibraltar. We are in the Gold SR range, and we will be playing Reinhardt the entire way through. God, I hope I've got the right Reinhardt for this one. The email just said Reinhardt on Gibraltar, and didn't say the username for the person, but it did say that the person got bullied by the enemy Reinhardt charging them a lot. So I just watched it through and was like, who got pinned more? If you've sent me the replay code, please do include your username. If you've already sent, like, a video in before, you know, like, we got some regulars around here. I know who you are. But, like, if you're not a regular, please include the username, because now I have a great amount of anxiety that I've chosen the right Reinhardt. I'm pretty sure I have, but if I haven't, boy, am I going to be embarrassed about that one. Anyway, so we've jumped down here immediately. No bueno. We don't want to fight right here. This is a very scary, bad place to be fighting. Because if anything bad starts happening, shit, dude, we had to go a long way to get to safety. So here's what you do. Oh, yeah, look at that. Amazing. I unbound, go up, so that I could rewind the video on the Q, and fast forward on E. So now, anytime I want to go up or down is real fucking awkward, right? So the plan on Watchpoint Gibraltar is stand up here and shoot down at the enemy team, you know, as you do. But we have no illusion of, like, actually defending from this position, because sooner or later they're going to start pushing under you, right? You don't want to jump down here unless you've got, like, a really specific plan worked out with your teammates, because shit, dude, if I jump down here, like, oh, look how far I have to go to get to my teammates and to safety and away from the bad men. Not recommended. So what we do instead is we start fighting up here, and as soon as they start pushing underneath us, we just rotate around the back and then jump down here and start defending from this position, because suddenly, like, it is they that has to push up through this, right? Like, they look so small and weak and fragile down there, don't they? Look at them like little insects we could step on. And then from their perspective, they have to look up at this. Oh goodness, they are as if they were gods up there, looking down on high from us. You know, we don't want to go and jump down over there. That's a scary place. If we're playing like a dive comp, sometimes, you know, you work out a thing with your team where you're gonna dive on them immediately, but we're not doing that. So we hop down on the other side and then make them push up the ditch through to us. And I know people don't like to do that just because they feel like they're conceding a lot of ground by rotating like that. But the thing is that if you jump down there on the other side of the ditch, it is really unlikely to work. And then you concede all this ground and ult charge anyway. So it's better to just give up that ground in the ditch and then fight up here, where they have to push up into you, and you're just defending from a much more commanding position. And if you fuck up defending the other side, sometimes they just push up all the way through here. So, you know, this is just the safer option. It can lead to where you only really get one fight to defend this point sometimes, but you still usually get multiple fights out here, even if the fight from here goes badly. So anyway, we got out. Oh, nano boosted Ashe. That's very brave. That's having a lot of faith in Ashe, isn't it? Ashe didn't really get a lot of people with that nano boost, but boy, she would have been happy if she did. I don't like standing like that on payloads as Reinhardt, just because, like, your team doesn't want to stand up on the payload with you. They like to stand around the payload. So if you're up on the payload and they're standing around the payload, they're just getting shot at, you know? So I don't like standing up on the back of the payload. We've gone, like, real far up, real far and spooky up. We should have just countercharged that guy. Like, just countercharge him. Wait, did we? No, we charged after he charged us already. Because I just saw it was on cooldown, and it freaked me out, but no. Like, if we countercharge right there, a non-charged Zarya is going to get to do some damage to us, and that's it, you know? As opposed to getting pinned and taking 300 damage. The correct play is almost always countercharge the enemy Reinhardt. Sometimes it's get out of the way and let him go past you, but the scary thing with doing that is you don't know who stood behind you. Sometimes you dodge the charge, and then the Mercy behind you gets pinned and killed instead. Which is not really an improvement. So Zarya used their Graviton quite badly, because she was the only one in a position to try and kill our supports, and she did none of those things because she was not charged. So just take the shield down and start slapping her. Like, she's not charged, you know, what's she gonna do? Don't let your shield break. As soon as it breaks, now that shield's gone on cooldown, we can't access that shield until the cooldown has gone down again. Don't like that. We want to always have access to our shield, because even a 1 health shield is going to block an entire self-destruct. Don't let your shield break. And if there's like a guy in your, like a Zarya in your face, just like swinging at, no charge, fucking swing at her. Fucking don't let her just like slap you for free. So, there Rhyme. Yep, I was gonna say, he's got Earth Shatter. We gotta be ready for that. Like, as soon as Ryan starts doing, like, we could know he has Earth Shatter without this information, because it's been 2 minutes. The Ryan has to, like, you have to do very minimal fighting to not charge your ult in that time, right? We don't have our ultimate, just about, unfortunately. We got clapped a couple times. It's not been good for us so far. Like, as soon as that Ryan starts doing this, I'm immediately suspicious, regardless, but we should know regardless. So this is the point where we start trying to bait the Earth Shatter out of him. So our shield's low, we've got very little to work with right now, but Reinhardt players, they're predictable creatures. They're extremely predictable creatures. If he sees our shield is this cracked and broken, and we take it down and we start swinging at him, he's gonna be like, he ain't gonna put his shield back up. And he's going to try and Earth Shatter us. But that's how we get him. We start swinging, we interrupt it, we put the shield back up, we block the Earth Shatter, you know. That's like the easiest way to try and bait the guy, you know. Just try and do that a couple times, because we don't want this to happen to us, you know. And sometimes it takes a while, sometimes the Reinhardt player is patient, and you have to spend like a minute trying to bait it out of him, but like, not often. Reinhardt players are very, very eager creatures. So, you know, be careful. Be aware of the Earth Shatter. Again, I don't like doing this just because if somebody's next to us, they're getting shot under the shield. But nobody's here, so, you know, irrelevant. We might have just been like, I'm tall. I like to be tall, and I can understand that. Don't bother using Fire Strike like that. We've already got Earth Shatter built up. That feels bad. I didn't hear him start charging. I'm listening more closely now. I heard him that time. There was a lot going on, to be fair, so I'm not, like, I got pinned there, almost certainly, just because I'm looking at the Genji and a lot of stuff was happening, to be honest with you, but boy does it feel bad. So, hey, here's Bob. You know, whatever. Right? You know, whatever. Oh, excellent. Oh, just barely got the pin damage in. We should have just, like, let the shield recharge during that part right there. Because, like, we deal with the Bob situation, you know, it's all fine, whatever. Now, just, like, let the shield recharge. Most of our team is not here with us. We can just stand behind this payload right now. And the reason I say this is, their Rhine is, like, pretty close to Earth Shatter at this point. He doesn't have it yet, we know, because we can see he has 74% ult charge. If I'm in game right now, though, I'm thinking to myself, he pinned me, he swung a few times, he's pretty close to having Earth Shatter at bare minimum. And I like to give a fairly wide margin for error on this, where if I'm like, he's probably pretty close at least, I just assume he has it at that point. If I'm like, he's close, I just assume he has it, unless I've been in a position to like really closely track how many people he's hit. Then, you know, you can math it out, but now I'm just assuming he's got Earth Shatter, so I want my shield to be nice and healthy when this team fight starts, not like this low. We should just be letting it regenerate during this period because it's so low that like, as soon as the fight starts, we have to take it down again. And right there, we let it break. Again, we don't want to let it break because if it breaks, we don't have access to it. Now how will we block the Earth Shatter? So I was going back here because we got pinned, and what I wanted to point out was, be careful fire striking right close to Reinhardt, because this is actually what you, like, he started charging, like, he didn't know we were fire striking. But here's, like, something you do as Reinhardt. If you're right next to the other Reinhardt and he starts using fire strike, that's a free pin, brother. You can't countercharge me if you're using fire strike. So as soon as you see him start fire striking, if you're close to him, you pin him. So be careful using fire strike right next to the enemy Reinhardt, because he might just pin you if he's paying attention, because it's free. You can't countercharge him. As well as, like, you know, he can Earth Shatter past your fire strike as well, but that's a different issue to the one we were having right there. So we're very excited right now. We're going outside the hangars and we're starting to fight. We don't want to do this. Fighting out here is not recommended procedure. It is what we are doing, though. Genji's gonna be upset about that one. I'm gonna go back because I feel like we vacuumed Genji pretty hard on that one, and I want to see, like, from another angle. So, slow this boy down. Alright, he's pretty high. Yeah, I'd be upset. I'd be upset if I was the Genji right there. That's okay, though. We're not the Genji, so we get to go, fuck you, fucking Genji. Fuck him. Fuck that guy, you know. So, you know, we shouldn't be doing any of what we're doing right now. Fighting outside the hangar, not recommended. We're committed to it. We're oh god, excuse me, Jesus Christ. We're like, this is like what we're doing right now. But we shouldn't be doing this. Any, like, maps like Gibraltar, oh, he's sleeping, okay. Maps like this, where there's a door that closes, you don't want to, like, fight before that door closes. Like, we got pinned. Like, we shouldn't be doing anything involved in this fight that's happening right now. So we'll kind of just, like, go past that one without too much further comment. But Gibraltar, fight inside the hangar, let the door close, then begin fighting. Junkertown, third checkpoint, let them push through the door, close the door, then start fighting. You know, give them less options, you know? Don't want to fight outside the enemy team spawn. Just generally poor form, bad procedure. So they've got a lot of ultimates. At this point, like, their Ryan definitely has Earth Shatter. Like, 3 whole fights have happened since he used Earth Shatter at this point. He has it. This is very eager. We were pretty close to them, so it's like, you know, it's fine as far as the theory goes on the Earth Shatter, which is you want it to be as short as possible. But it was still scary because, as I established, their Ryan's gonna have Earth Shatter. So we charge like that. If you miss the charge in that position, your team gets Earth Shattered. Our team didn't get Earth Shattered. So if you don't get punished, it's like I always say, you don't have to learn. But we stood to maybe get punished harder for that. But anyway, it's our turn now. They didn't get to touch the point. We get to type C9 at them, even though they were like 1,000 miles away from the point. That's okay. We still get to type C9 at them because they didn't touch the point. You know, they lost the round and they didn't touch the point. That's a C9 as far as I'm concerned. And to be honest with you, I just see C9 between, like, every round because there's always one guy that gets mad. There's always one guy. You say C9, doesn't matter if it was a genuine C9. Very few situations are a genuine C9. Just say it every time. And at least one guy gets mad. And as we all know, the team that tilts first is the team that loses. Now, sometimes the guy you tilt by saying C9 is on your team. That's the gamble you play. That's the gamble you play with that strategy. But, whatever, it's still funny. You know, it's funny to me, anyway, and that's the important thing. I don't really care if it's funny to you. It's funny to me, and that's all that matters. So 2 of our team are dead. This is not a recommended charge. We went, like, really far into the enemy team while 2 of our team were dead. Not recommended. You want the charge to be as short as possible when you actually pin someone as Reinhardt. So, like, we want to pin the guy, like, into the wall next to us, basically, if we're going to go for that. We don't want to go, like, halfway through the ditch, because that's very far away from our teammates. And it's very close to his teammate. You know, we're getting closer to his team and further from ours. So, anyway, we're back now. We get to start pushing him. Just take the shield down. We're not blocking for anybody right now. We're only blocking for us. Anna's behind us, I guess. We're not really blocking for her right now. We could have just been letting it regenerate that whole time we were pushing through the tunnel. Because here's the thing when you're playing Reinhardt, right? The shield's for blocking for other people. It's not for blocking for you. If you're only holding your shield up to block for yourself, just stand behind a wall. Same thing. Wall's got infinite hit points, right? So if we're pushing through that ditch and nobody's actually stood with us, just stand behind the payload. You're covered. You're pushing. It's good. You're blocking for other people. You're not trying to block for yourself. You can stand behind a wall if you're only trying to block for yourself. So, anyway, relatively indifferent or unimportant for that point, because we're pretty much just going to push through them, no issue. They were not exactly winning that fight. And now we've captured the first point. Hooray, fantastic. They're not going to come out here and fight us. Good on them. I admit, if I was them, I would be tempted to. Just after the last round, I would consider it. You know, it wouldn't be good to do it, but I would consider it. So, hey, this is happening. Honest with you, I understand, but we had Genji going in with Dragon Blade on the Graviton. I think they've got that. I just stand on the payload. I'm feeling like they're probably good on that one without me. I'll just keep pushing the payload, because what are they going to do? They're going to start running up to fight. Someone's got to be touching that payload. Again, doesn't really matter at that point. Relatively unimportant, because we're going to capture that point anyway, right there. As long as they don't, like, somehow turn that around, which would have been pretty fucking difficult. So, anyway. God, I hope I chose the right Reinhardt, but we got pinned a lot, so I'm guessing that was us. Yes, I also like that I assume we were queued with attack when our name was Protect. Good job, good job. Yeah, so, I can't think of an overarching thing. We talked about a lot of things. So, basically, don't be so excited, I guess would be the big thing, you know. Be a little bit more chill. So thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. More than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join Discord, ask questions more directly, and have a conversation about them, or just ship post with us. I start streaming on Twitch Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 p.m. EST to 11 EST. There's a link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful. Good job, me. I'm very surprised I did that.